Hi everybody, Ellen here. Today I come to you guys with another try chapter tag, and I have done this tag twice before. First time didn't really work out very well because I ended up reading like none of the books. I'm going to finish them, but I haven't done it yet. But the second time, which I did a couple of weeks ago, I actually read all those 3 books. I really enjoyed all of them, so I thought I would do another try of this one. But this time I tried to change it up a little bit. So this time I'm actually going to do the Fairyloot edition of the tag, really. And with that I mean that I've gotten a lot of books from subscription boxes, Fairyloot being one of them, and I actually haven't gotten around to reading a lot of them. So that's why I chose 3 books that I'm going to read the first chapter in, and then tell you guys a little bit what I thought about it and what the book is about, obviously. And then I'm going to try to decide which book I want to read. And my goal is to read all of these 3 books, but we'll see how it goes. So the books I am going to read the first chapter of is Roar by Cora Carmack. This is a YA fantasy novel, and it's supposed to be about storm magic. So when the storm comes to the country, these people called like stormlings or something, and they have these powers so they can stop the different kind of storms, and they take the storm's heart, really, and they keep that, and then they get even more powerful. So pretty much they're just trying to save their country. And we meet Rora, who actually is the princess of one of the countries that have this kind of magic. She only has her mother left. Rora actually don't possess this kind of magic, and Rora and her mother is trying to keep that a secret because she's supposed to become the queen one day, and can't really happen if you don't have the magic, because then people will look at you like you're weak and can't defend the country and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much what I gathered from this book's synopsis. And then we have First of a Thousand Lanterns by Julie C. Dow, and in this one we meet Sai Feng, and she's described as very, very beautiful, and she can become very, very powerful if she just agrees to scorn the one she likes, which is this guy named Wei, and to be able to become this really powerful empress of Fairyloot, she has to give in to the dark side of herself, really, and that is to fuel the sorcery that is in her veins by eating the hearts of the recently killed. And that is because she will get more powerful if she does so. And this is supposed to be a new take on and sort of a reimagining of the Evil Queen legend from Snow White. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can gather from that. But it's also magic in this one, so it seems to be in both of these books. And then the third and last book I'm going to talk about today is Daughter of the Burning City by Amanda Foody. This is a book I've had for a really long time. But in this one we meet Serena, and she's kind of an illusionist. She can create a lot of different things just by kind of her imagination, and people can actually see these persons. So she actually is sort of working at this kind of carnival kind of place. So they have this sort of like these shows, and she has her illusions on that, and people don't actually realize they're illusions. They think that there's actual people who look kind of different from the average person, but it is Serena's illusions, and they're sort of her family and best friends all wrapped up into one. But one day her illusions are actually starting to get killed by this mysterious character, and she has to try to figure out who's killing them off before it is too late. So yeah, that's pretty much what I gather of this book synopsis. So now I'm planning to read the first chapter in each of these books, and then I'm going to try to decide which book to read first. So the first book I ended up reading was Roar by Cora Carmack, and in this first chapter you get to meet Rora and a little bit shortly get to know about the world and the storm magic and a little bit sort of how it works, and get to know a little bit about her family history and what happened to her older brother. And then you also get to meet this guy named Cassius, who is the guy she's engaged to and who she's supposed to marry, and that is sort of a they have to do it quickly because soon it's once again the time of storms, and then you have to battle out the storms. And since Rora doesn't have any magic and she's supposed to take over those duties from her mother, she needs to get married to, you know, hide the fact that she has none of that magic. So yeah, you get to meet Rora, her mother, and this guy named Cassius, and Cassius is creepy as hell, and I don't really like the vibes he's getting out, and Rora seems, I don't know, I'm not really sold on the characters, to be honest. I mean, the concept sounds really cool and very different, but so far I'm really like hesitant towards the characters. But yeah, we'll see how it goes with that one. And then the second one I read was Forest of a Thousand Lanterns by Julie C. Dow. And in this one we meet Sei Feng, and she and her aunt actually witnessed this procession of the Emperor, and he has chosen this girl who is supposed to be, you know, his empress. And he always chooses the most beautiful girl to be that. And we have Sei Feng, and she is really obsessed with her looks, which is also something that we don't really like. But she's really obsessed with her looks, and we haven't really gotten to know a lot because the first chapter is 10 pages. So she's beautiful, we know that. She lives with her aunt and this kind of girl who helps them out around the shop. We get to know a little bit more about her background, why did she end up living with her aunt, and also we get to see this boy named Wei who she actually likes. That's pretty much all you get to know in the first 10 pages, which is the first chapter, so I don't really have a lot to go off on, but I mean the premise does sound very cool, so hopefully it is, you know, it's going to be promising, I hope. Shore of the Burning Sea by Amanda Foodie. So far we have been to one of their shows. We have gotten to learn a little bit about the illusions that Serena creates. So there's like 8 of them, I believe, and you get to know a little bit what they look like and what they can do. And then they're supposed to go to this other show in this town called Gomorrah, which is a place they haven't been allowed to do their own shows for the last 3 years. And now they're in the middle of this really hyped up attraction in Gomorrah, and when the show is supposed to start, it's suddenly like broken apart and say we can't perform right now, you all have to go like home really. And they are out in the open now trying to figure out what the hell is going on, and they're trying to get home, and that's pretty much where it ends. So I don't really know who is coming and why they have to run and what's going on, but as far as I can tell, it's people who doesn't really like Serena's group. So yeah, that's pretty much what I gather from that chapter. So far I have a little bit mixed feelings from all of these books. In Roar, not really having the best feelings from the characters so far. In Forest of a Thousand Lanterns, the main character is very obsessed with her looks, but not a lot have had a chance to happen, although I'm really intrigued by the premise. And then we have Daughter of the Burning City, where not a lot have happened either, but I mean it's a cool premise, but I don't really know if it's my kind of type of book really. So it's going to be really hard to choose which one of these to begin with, but I am planning to read all 3 of these before I try to do another try chapter tag. But now when I've thought about it a little bit, I've been going back and forth a lot, but I think the choice finally lands on Forest of a Thousand Lanterns. I know I have read way fewer pages in this book, but just the premise that intrigues me. And yes, I don't like the oh, I'm obsessed with my looks and I'm so beautiful and everybody gives me free things because I'm so pretty aspect, and I don't understand why you can't write like human actual characters, you know, mortals that are not, you know, photo models. But I think I'm going to go with this one anyways because I'm really intrigued to figure out about the eating heart part where she's supposed to get powerful, and I don't know, it intrigues me and I really do hope I will like this one. But I think my choice will go to this book, and then hopefully I will be able to read Daughter of Burning City and Roar later on. Yeah, I hope you like this video, and if you have read any of the 3 books I talked about today, please let me know down in the comments what you thought about them, without spoiling, of course. And yeah, if you like this video, please don't forget to give me some thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel by clicking the little button down below. And yeah, I hope we see each other next time. Bye!